Hey guys, Magma here, and today we're back with another brand new video and another comic book review on the Injustice 2 series. This is issue 3 of Injustice 2, titled Things Go Boom, written by Tom Taylor. So if you haven't checked out my previous 2 chapters of Injustice 2, make sure you check them out, as you know, they're pretty entertaining in my opinion, of course, since I've made them. A little biased there, but yeah, make sure you check them out to understand what's going on here. And also, my previous video that I've made was covering the button, so if you want to check more comic book reviews, make sure you check that video out as well. And also, I'll be referencing what happened in that video. Well, not what happened in the video, but I'll be mentioning the video, you know, later on in this video. But yeah, first of all, we're going to start out by talking about each panel, just, you know, talking about what happens, my theories and speculation about the ending, and yada yada yada. So first of all, things start off where they left from chapter 2, where we find out that the 2 dead people that Batman shot up are indeed Amanda Waller and Rick Flag, because we see their bodies there. There's been like smoke coming out of their faces. They're just like, their faces are just blown right off. Their face just off, just gone. But we can recognize that it is Amanda Waller and Rick Flag by, you know, of course, their clothing and their shape and yada yada yada, all of this. So yeah, and then Harley Quinn just asks, you know, who are you? And by the way, I just want to mention something. Harley Quinn doesn't really have that much dialogue in this issue. She like only says like 2 things or 3 things from the entire issue. And that was just kind of odd, because I thought that she would just, you know, have more of a role. But no, she's just kind of there in the background, you know. I thought she would be more important to this issue, but really she's just like a background character in this issue, just didn't really do anything. But yeah, here we have this killer Batman saying that, oh, you know, since Amanda Waller is gone, so is Rick Flag. He's like, alright, you Suicide Squad people, you now work for me, you belong for me. But, as you remember in my Chapter 2 review video, I talked about how when I was recapping about Chapter 1, where the people in the Suicide Squad seem pretty useless. Like, we of course have the main ones like Killer Croc, you know, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, all, you know, the main ones, and also Katana's there as well, although she's more of like a bodyguard for Rick Flag. But yeah, everybody's there, like the classic ones. But then you have some really just useless people like Calendar Man. I even mentioned as like, what is this? What is the tubby Calendar Man doing in the Suicide Squad? It literally makes no sense why Amanda Waller decided that Calendar Man would be in the Suicide Squad. Like, what was she thinking when she did that? I have no idea. But yeah, Batman even acknowledges this. I shouldn't really call him Batman, because he's not actually Batman. We'll just call him Killer Batman. So Killer Batman acknowledges this and says, alright, most of you people are useless, so I'm going to need to get rid of the useless people. So yeah, that's exactly what he does in that issue, when he shows up his 2 guns, when he says, you are now my Suicide Squad, but I'm going to have to, you know, take a few of you away, as you're pretty damn useless. And the first one he directly looks at while saying this is indeed Calendar Man. And Calendar is, you know, pleading for mercy. He's like, no, please don't, today's my birthday. But Batman, this Batman, does not care. He will just kill anyone who is of no use to him. So we see him getting, you know, the thing where it has all the Suicide Squad members on with their brain bombs and all of that. But then Killer Croc tries to eat this Batman. But then Batman just knocks him out onto the ground. And in this panel, we actually see some electricity coming out there. And it's red electricity. And then he hits him with the elbow to fully get him down onto the ground, just KO, knocked out. So this is where my theories begin, because previously we saw Batman has red eyes, and here we see red electricity. So my theory here is that this Batman is indeed the Reverse Flash. It makes sense, although some of the dialogue could be leading towards Jason Todd, but we'll get onto that, you know, later on. But here, I think it just, you know, like the way, you know, he handles Batman later on in this issue, and the way he's just dealing with Killer Croc, just taking him down with the electricity, it does seem like he is indeed the Reverse Flash. But yeah, pretty much he just has, you know, Killer Croc down there like a boss, and then he's, you know, decided, okay, I'm going to take out these people now. So then we see each panel where it's like Clock King, you know, Mothra, we see their heads. Next panel, boom, it is gone. It's just exploded, which was just a really cool, like, entire panel where we see each member getting their heads blown off. And yeah, things indeed go boom, as the title did promise, and here we saw it. So yeah, this was just crazy. Like, this Batman is just, whoa. I'm just like wondering what the backstory of this, Batman is, and I do indeed think it's Reverse Flash because he's in the Injustice 2 game, he's involved in the story somewhat, so I think it'd be smart to introduce him into the comic earlier on, and the way they actually put him into the comic is indeed very interesting, but afterwards, all of that is done. The, Calendar Man is just covered with everyone's blood, just screaming, and then by some miracle, when he thinks he's about to die, there's been a glitch in the system, and he indeed does live. So, and Batman even comments on like stupid, inferior government technology. So, yeah, that was a very comedic moment, one of my, favorite comedic moments in the Injustice 2 series so far. Next to Chapter 2, the Dr. Fate and Connor thing. But yeah, Calendar Man's just kind of staying there with all these dead bodies, just kind of glad that he's alive. And Batman is going to send all these Suicide Squad members that he decided are useful and are, of course, of use to him, to the extraction, because he has like some kind of military to get out of Argus. He has like some soldiers to help him, which I have no idea who these people are, how they got into this, but they call him Batman, they call him Yes Sir, so they seem to be ruling under him. And yeah, I guess this Batman just got his own military force or whatever, but yeah, he leads these Suicide Squad members out of Argus. Calendar Man, of course, stays behind with the dead bodies. We see Deadshot fighting off everyone else, and then, we see Captain Boomerang throwing around his boomerangs, all that stuff, and then he gets everyone ready onto the helicopter. But while this is happening, he's like, he tells his, I don't know, general or whatever, I don't know what to call these people, this soldier, to hold on to the device where the brain bombs of the Suicide Squad are, so then you can like detonate them. He tells them to hold on to this, and it's raining, and then on the next panel we see it is the OG Batman, Bruce Wayne Batman, and it's raining. We even see the Batmobile in the background, and there's lightning just striking down. Very cool imagery. This just looked wow. This panel on its own just looks really good. I just love the art in this series. I'm just like really digging this series in a whole. But yeah, pretty much Batman is stood there, and then Captain Boomerang's kind of confused, like what the hell is going on? What the hell is this? So then we see Batman with his guns, and then other Batman who does not have red eyes. They're talking, and pretty much he's just talking about how they didn't want to meet like this. But Batman's telling him take off that cowl, as we all want him to take off that cowl, because we're just wondering, who the hell are you? So pretty much, both their faces, like, like from the cowl, you look at their faces, from like the up, down a bit, which is their mouth, they look very much the same. But yeah, pretty much, we see some more electricity, red electricity coming from like his chest, just very much red electricity everywhere, which does indeed suggest that this is the Reverse Flash. And speaking of which, this reminds me of the Button crossover in Batman issue 21 when the Reverse Flash and Batman are fighting in that. That's what this, reminds me of. I think the Button came out 1 week before this issue did. But yeah, pretty much Batman and the Reverse Flash are duking it down, having a battle, but unfortunately for Bruce Wayne, this fight does not go down very well, because this other Batman with, actually, speaking of which, if this is Reverse Flash, why does he have guns? I don't understand that, but maybe it's about keeping up his uniform. So if they saw, like, him just using just his speed force and just, killing people left and right by being very fast, that could give him away. So maybe he wants people to believe that he is Batman. So, or it could be Jason Todd, as, guns are his thing. Overall, I'm leaning more towards, Reverse Flash, as it seems to be most likely him. But yeah, pretty much, he kicks Batman's ass, and I don't think Jason Todd could, like, beat Batman's ass on this level, because Batman would have a chance, he would, it'd be like, Batman could win, or maybe Jason Todd got the upper hand, because we see that in some chase sequences, Jason Todd can get away, but I think that Batman would be able to beat Jason Todd. But here we see this other Batman just kicking his ass so quickly, like he's blocking his moves, and he's like, what, is that it? And then he just gets him down onto his knees, and he's already on his knees, and then takes off his cowl, and he's just stood there, and even says that this is pathetic, Mr. Wayne, so we really knows his identity, and pretty much he just keeps on, getting the beat down. Each panel, we see his fist just coming across his face, very fast indeed, again reminds me of Reverse Flash, and then pretty much just knocks him down onto the ground when he's interrupted, and then he says that he is indeed Batman now, and gets his cowl, and then drops it onto the ground, which is, remind me of some Dark Knight Rises imagery. But yeah, he drops that down, and the last panel, it says, "To be continued," with Batman, well, with his cowl off, Bruce Wayne, just stood there, laying down on the rain, and then we have the text, "Your reign is over." So yeah, this was a very cool issue. I cannot wait for chapter 4 to see these, questions answered. Or, not all of them, but I want to know what happens to Batman next, and I want to see what happens to the other characters. So yeah, overall, very solid issue. Enjoy my theories, speculation, and recap and review of this issue. Make sure you leave a like and share, and if you come across the channel for the first time, why not subscribe, as I make comic book related videos almost every day. But anyway, that has been Magma Infinity signing out. Peace.